It's crazy. What the hell? RS3. Boy, I tell you what, if you're a car guy, I think you're really gonna like this thing, guys. My Lord, it's fast. Hello everyone, my name is Adam and welcome to Driven Nashville. Today we've got this very rare and very cool 2018 Audi RS3. I'm a huge car guy, and this particular car I happen to think is one of the best buys slash sleepers for a great daily driver, right? But also a great weekend warrior if really you can only have one vehicle. But this has a turbocharged 5-cylinder, and it makes about 400 horsepower from the factory and about 350, I believe, 4 pound-foot of torque. So that's quite a bit, you know, but that doesn't really tell the story of this particular car. You see, this is a 2.5 liter inline 5-cylinder, and this engine is very popular. You know, was in the rally cars from the 1980s that Audi is famous for, and I'll try to throw a little clip on here of one of those vehicles so you get an idea of what I'm getting at. I gotta say, this made it to the sequential 7-speed that Audi puts in. You're gonna see it when we do the point of view drive. This car smokes. It is unbelievable. And the particular owner, now this particular vehicle is for sale for right at $50,000, which I'm gonna talk about the value of that considering you paid $60,000 to buy it. It's got 50,000 miles on it, and it's only lost roughly $10,000 for a car in this class. Just goes to show you how special this particular car is. Good looking car, it really is. It's small. It's only 3,500 pounds, I believe. And you can see here, it's got these really cool lines here. The details on the front, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Audi's design language. You know, I reviewed the R8 here, which I'll put up here, the Kimura Gray R8, and there's just a lot of characteristics of that car being, obviously their racing sport heritage, that's kind of trickled down into this particular vehicle, especially in the styling, the steering wheel, the leather, which I'm about to show you. You know, also a few other details that you might not even notice. You see how this right here is kind of a silver color, and then also lines up with this, which is also silver. And one of the things here that you can notate the RS3, if you got one coming up on you, is you can see here it's got the Quattro, the A3, and even the sport version of the car just doesn't have that Quattro. You know, the wheels are really nice. They're two-tone. You got very large drilled brakes. Inside the car, you know, you do still get a little bit of the base level car kind of coming through. Namely, while you do get these incredibly nice stitched seats, and by the way, the stitching is in the front and it's in the rear too. Now that is a really nice feature. It is overall a very high quality seat. They kind of ruin it though, you know, they being Audi, by giving everything manual. If you want to adjust the seat up or down, if you want to make this go forward or backwards, there's that knob there. If you want to slide the seat forward or back, you have to hold that. Again, it's a $60,000 more or less daily driver category car, and they don't give you anything power. They probably say it's weight savings and blah blah. That's a zonk, that's a miss, okay? Door here, you got carbon fiber, Alcantara. You know, you have some soft plastic here. This does have the B&O, the Bang & Olufsen sound system, which is nice. It does have these really nice, like right here where your feet are. I really like the way this feels, very weather techy. All right, let's turn her on and I'll go ahead and show you the incredible. Did you hear that? All right, so you have this screen here. Now the car's already warmed up. I just arrived, just got it here. You can hear, with the exhaust opened up, you can definitely hear the turbo a little bit more. It sounds pretty darn good. I mean, it's a 2.5 liter engine, so I'm gonna get more into how it drives, how it sounds on the driving portion, but just, you know, it's a nice place to spend time. I really like, they put the engine start here. I like this kind of use of textured materials. Overall, the shifts, they do not offer this in a manual. It is a sequential dual clutch only, so don't ask about doing a 6-speed. Obviously, I would have preferred that with this type of vehicle. A couple of other cool things, you know, you can adjust the view here by hitting this button on the steering wheel. So you do have multiple views. You can even put Google Earth on this thing and zoom all the way out. It's really, really cool. You know, you have your dual climate controls here, your heated seats. So overall, you know, a very practical car, easy to use. Nice sunroof here. You also have this nice sun protector as well, which I happen to use all the way on the drive over here because it is a little bit toasty today. And I just like it, you know. I really like the use of the textured leather. I mean, there's just something about Audi, you know, even though this is one of their base cars, right? It's still good. You know, it's a nice place to spend time. I think the seat's very comfortable. I enjoyed my almost 90-mile drive to get back home here. You know, you do have these kind of soft plastics up here. So again, there are some base things about this vehicle. You know, they're gonna kind of be more or less economy. Now, being 6 feet tall, when I get into the back here, I've got my seat pretty much all the way back. Now, I like to, you know, give it the old gangster lean when I drive, mostly because I'm just a large guy. So I can still sit back here, even though I've got my seat pretty darn far back. So I think that's a big victory. You know, if you have a normal person in the front and they want to scoot their seat up and be polite, you can absolutely get a 6 feet tall person, sit back here comfortably. My head is literally on the ceiling right here, but I don't have to slouch down, which is nice. So, you know, I think I can go on a decent trip. You know, if you got a couple of friends, you could take them out to dinner. Still a practical vehicle. You know, you can put this down here. And then I believe you've got your cup holders here, and look at that, they're squared off. That's kind of different. Haven't seen that before. There we go. You know, the white, the black, the quilted stitching, the red brakes. It's handsome. You know, it's just a good looking car. I don't particularly think this car is gonna get you a lot of ostentatious attention. It's gonna blend in really well, but I'm telling you, we're about to go for a drive. This car is a sleeper. I'm telling you, it is shockingly fast. All right, shall we go for a drive? So I wanted to just show you all the key real quick. You can see here it says RS5 on it. It does have an emergency key on it, which is nice. Otherwise you have trunk, lock, and unlock. Okay, we are driving the 2018 Audi RS3. Now, I've got it in dynamic mode right now. I've got it in manual mode. This is pretty much how I would drive it. If you wanted to go ahead and put it into automatic mode, you hit this button right here and you go ahead and shift it into auto mode. Now it'll downshift, it'll baby, it's comfortable. Now, it's still a dual clutch. So when you are going from 0 to 5 miles an hour, there's a little bit of just initial meshing, right? Once you're in first gear, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, pretty much butter. It does jam gears fairly difficult, not fairly difficult, but you know, fairly harshly in dynamic mode when you are full beans. But overall, as you can see, it is butter. It sounds good, it feels good. It's just a pleasure to drive. You could very, very, very easily daily this, enjoy this car. I don't think you're gonna go wrong at all. Now, because we're on some of my favorite roads here, let's go ahead and put it in dynamic mode. I mean, this car flipping smokes. Guys, it's unbelievably fast. I mean, it is punching way, way outside its weight class. I mean, this car, performance-wise, feels like a much, much more exotic car. I mean, when you spool that turbo up and you can hear it and you can feel it, I'm telling you, it really goes. It's so much fun. I mean, it's really something. And, you know, because it's a small car and it's all-wheel drive and it's just light, you know, it's not a heavy car. So I'm telling you, you could really have a good time in it. Now, this particular car, being that it's for sale, you know, it does have new tires and new brakes that we recently put on her. Really like the gauges there. It lets you know, when to shift. I mean, damn it, I'm not saying it's as good as Porsche's PDK as far as the transmission, but it is really good. It really, really is. Downshifts very fast, pretty darn effortless. Oh, I'm telling you, when you get that little turbo going, this thing just pulls like a freight train. I will tell you, it will not let you downshift if the engine, so essentially it won't let you over rev it. I almost made that mistake right there where I went to downshift it and I was a little bit too high in the RPM. So that's good, you can't blow the engine, which is nice. Same thing with Porsche's PDK, it won't let you over rev it either. I will say, because the car is on the light side, it doesn't give you a tremendous amount of confidence in the turns. It doesn't feel quite as good as an M5, but, it's half the price, right? So you got to give it a whole lot of kudos from that point of view. Boost pressure here. Oh. Boy, I tell you, it takes a good 3 seconds for the turbo to spool up. Like fully spool, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, you got plenty of power within a split second, but if you really want full, throw you back in the seat, yeah, it's a good 3 seconds. Boy, I tell you, this car's fast. I got a huge smile on my face. I mean, $50,000, you've only got a car with 55,000 miles here, right? I mean, come on, like this car is a pretty good buy. It's a lot of car for the money. Oh, that shift, so good. Yeah, oh, that power is so good, so good. Yes. Oh, man, that's good, that is good. Oh, yeah, I got no complaints. I really like the steering wheel, too, the Alcantara here. And it's just nice. It's very, very, very much like the R8 steering wheel. And you have the flat bottom here. I mean, it's just a really, really nice steering wheel. Yeah. Golly, you can short shift it. You can have fun doing that. You don't always have to run it out. I mean, 2.5 liters. This is incredibly peppy. This is absolutely as good as any hot hatchback I've ever driven. This exhaust and tune that this particular car has. It's fast. It is absolutely, legitimately fast. I mean, look at that, right there. Split second, spool the turbos up, and you are gone. It's it's just shockingly fun. It's also pretty darn good on fuel economy. I mean, we're doing 25.2 miles a gallon, so obviously when I'm driving it like I'm driving right there, you're gonna burn through a ton of fuel because you're spooling the turbo up. It's gonna dump a lot of gas. But when you're on the highway, you're just babying it like I am right now. I was getting 28, 30 miles a gallon all day on the highway. I mean, that's what you get with a 2.5 liter engine, right? I mean, it's not a big old gas guzzling twin turbo V8. God dang it, when that thing spools up, Audi, come on. This car, because it's such a small engine, but they're getting so much power out of it, you just have very little weight. And your power to weight ratio is just really exceptionally good. And that's what gives this car so much performance. Oh, geez, when you just come out of a turn and then you lay on that gas, right? Yeah. Oh, so good. I could have taken that easily 10 miles an hour faster. But again, we don't want to crash the car. Boy, I tell you what, I mean, my heart's going. I'm having a good time. It's fun. And I think that's one of the things I really like about the car is because, it isn't a $100,000 plus car. There is this sensation that, you can beat on a little bit. You can enjoy it, the daily driver livability of it. I like it a lot. All right, let's do a launch and see how that goes, shall we? This is probably the best road to do a launch on because it is, again, middle of nowhere. Wow. I mean, it's crazy. What the hell? RS3. Boy, I tell you what, if you're a car guy, I think you're really gonna like this thing, guys. My Lord, it's fast. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the basically driving POV portion of this video. My daughter just came home from kindergarten. Say hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Sienna.
Yep. And are you the best little girl I know? Yes. Best kid, I'm telling you. Best kid. The reason why this car is so great is because of this inline turbocharged 5-cylinder engine. You know what? All that driving I just did, and I'm smelling it, absolutely fine. I mean, the way they engineered this, I mean, let's be honest, they over-engineered this car. The transmission can more than handle the power, the suspension, the brakes, and just the way it all pulled it together. I mean, it's a good looking car, you know, with the windows down here, you can really see the stitching in the leather. Notice the steering wheel now, a little bit better. You know what? Sienna, what do you think about this car?
Delight.
What is that, delight? Delectable?
Like good.
Really good, huh? You like it?
And look at those pictures over there.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I think this could be a really good car for you one day. I could totally see you going to college or wherever you're gonna do with your life, be an entrepreneur, who knows, in that car.
What if it's old and going to stop and die?
Well, you know what? It's gonna be a lot of years. I got a feeling if somebody takes care of this car, it'd still make it. Having said that, there'll probably be an all-electric car that you're most likely gonna be driving, because this is gonna be a dinosaur in probably 10 years. All right. Well, let me go spend some time with my daughter. I hope you all enjoyed the review of the 2018 Audi. If you're interested in purchasing this car, you know, our friends at Direct Auto of Tennessee and Clarksville will hook you up. Those guys are great. So yes, ask for Anthony or Jesse or any one of those guys. They'll take great care of you. I saw them both today. I will one more time point out, the brakes are fairly new. You got brand new tires on it. This thing is ready to go. Hope whoever gets to end up with it enjoys it. And that's it for me. Please like and subscribe, and I'm gonna go shoot some drone stuff, and that way you guys can see some cool drone videos in the intro and at the exit. I will talk to you later. Sienna, let's say goodbye.